Coming up next.
On the shores of Lake Erie here in the city of rock and roll. Our coverage of the NFL brings us to Huntington Bay Field. Welcome, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward calling this contest for you. And right now, we're putting the secondaries on notice because we have a couple of wide receiver rooms, not just dudes, rooms that can test every level of a defense.
Yeah, it's more than just the headliner, right? We know the top options, but for these offenses, it's the depth at the wide receiver room that's such a big deal. If you overcommit to the biggest playmaker, a couple other players, well, they can hit you down the field just as easily. And with how both offenses love
ball teed up, Logan Cook after the kick. And off we go from Cleveland. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And it'll be their second-year quarterback who's bringing them out.
Probably feels like he owes his guys one after last week, doesn't he? Threw a couple picks, did find the end zone, but his guys around him still found a way to win. Now, here's where he's got to be careful, Kate. You can't get it all back at once. Sometimes, when you're over-aggressive, it leads to, well, days like last week with a couple interceptions. Got to do your job, and just do your job well.
Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
At the 21-yard line.
Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 8 yards to dig him partially out of that hole, and it's going to be 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. He's got Njoku on the sideline, caught. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter, but they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He has it at the 22. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So here are the Bengals now as they get set for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended.
His first throw is an interception. And the Browns have it as he records the first interception of his young career. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Finds a man right side. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
2nd and 4. Jerry Jeudy with the grab. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And he drives this forward to the 6.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, running back in the flat.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here's a throw. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
Bates' kick is up and good. And they're on the board.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bengals all set to go for their second drive. They threw the interception on their opening drive, Brock, but that's right from their memories. They head back out now.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? And when you throw that pick early, you've got to flush it. The defense helped with that, holding that offense on the other side to just a field goal and giving this offense now some hope as they take the field again.
That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. First and 10 from the 41. Completed over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down. They run. It's the rookie from UCLA. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
And they bring him down around the 34.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you, and there's very little you can do other than make the tackle. I'll tell you this, Kate, that's we got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute, both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play call back.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And they settled for a chip shot field goal last time, Brock. You got to think they want to be able to finish it off and reach the end zone here. They'll throw to begin this drive. Finds Judy near the sideline. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for first and 10. They are running from the gun with Chubb. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. Second down now, 7 to go. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
First and 10 from the 41. Here's Chubb up the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd and just 2 to go.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Chubb going for the marker. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. Just short on 3rd down, no gain on the run, and now what will they do on 4th?
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Out is Jake Bates, ready to try to knock this through. He was money on his first field goal, Brock. His second coming a little inside of 50 yards. Bates' kick is up and good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
He fields it from the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First down, Burrow to throw. Cut out left. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Nabbed along the sideline by Higgins. And he'll be out of bounds just a yard or two short of that 25. 16 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. It's a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Trying to force one through there. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Burrow setting up the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Able to get it to Franklin. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains. Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They'll get to work here, 1st and 10. And off to Chubb to start the drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it was such a privilege for me living up in the Pacific Northwest and covering the Legion of Boom. But when I see a play like that, all I see is number 25, Richard Sherman. Yeah, he could run his mouth and he could...
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with the receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. It's the same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure. But instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Cardi with the extra point. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7.
Round 6.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. They're facing a 13-6 deficit as they take over. Getting right back to it after that interception. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And it's going to be 2nd down. Now a give right side to Chubb. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He gets it into the hands of Jalen Polk. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
45-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Trying the right side. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Play action on first down. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that gives the Browns a first.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. They tried to air it out, but just couldn't hook up. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. Chubb running out of the gun. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Throwing now from the gun. On the quick slant, it finds Polk. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They kick the running back in motion. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Back to the air on 2nd down. That throw behind his intended target.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he will score. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. At this distance, a very dangerous player on any pass play because, Brock, as he's scanning the field to throw for the end zone, he's looking for an avenue to run it to.
Kate, this is exactly why it's never been harder to play defense in the NFL. The precision and the execution in the passing game, the efficiency has never been better. But then when you do cover it up, you got guys like this who can scramble and make you pay with their legs.
That one right down the middle. And the Browns managed to tie this game. It's 13-all. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Brown with a return here. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And we're getting a look at the leaders in passing touchdowns this season here, where you will find his name among the top 5 right now in the NFL. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. But you're going to have to pick up the pace.
2nd and 8. Has him on the quick hitter. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Play action now, Burrow. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a pickup of 26. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On first down, here's Burrow. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And it sets up 2nd down. To throw again, it's Burrow. Short pass brought in. And he stopped at the 31-yard line.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge? There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. A give now from the gun. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. Couple yards there on 2nd down, and now a long ways to go on 3rd. Burrow from the gun. Buys time, rolling. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down. The Bengals send out the punting unit. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position. Getting their offense out there. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Running back sent in motion. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave them enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Back to the well again. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. He's on the move. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. Dialing up a receiver screen. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Got his target. It's Higgins. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. They'll send Logan Cook out again for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Fields this clean at the 30. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Browns will go on offense. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner. So hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Throwing from the gun. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. This one finds Polk. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it's 4th and short. We'll see if they go for it. So on 4th down, out comes Matt Ariza to boot it away. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. They've got 1st down from the 31. Burrow back to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. From the 40 on 2nd down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Now Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. The final timeout taken by the Bengals. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Burrow to the air now. Connects on the crosser. And he'll go down here at the 16. Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. 1st down, Burrow to throw. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
That brings us to halftime with the visiting Bengals out in front. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where you see the final score there. Bo Nix, strong in the victory as it pushes his guys back above the 500 mark on the year. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. 22-0 the final. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And that one all tied. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Brown with a return here. He stopped on the return at the 27. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing is Burrow. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. Running it now out of the gun. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Award that tackle to Michael Hall. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Slot man motioned over. On 3rd down, here's Burrow. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Caught quick right side. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. We're working a couple of yards past the line. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Burrow setting to throw. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Got him in, it's Gesicki. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 21. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. To throw again, it's Burrow. Has it in close. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Point after converted from Cardi. And the Bengals make it a 10-point ball game.
23, Browns 13.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Back out now comes the Browns offense. Their work really cut out for him now, partner, to follow up that touchdown and get things back to a one-score game. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing off the play fake here. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Blown back, gets the handoff. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Back-to-back carries here. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
The Browns are lined up to punt. Matt Ariza, the one to send it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Brings it in at the 12. And he gets him out of the deep part of their half. This is out across the 20. Now elsewhere on the return, there's an injured player in need of some attention, which he will get as trainers head his way. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Burrow from the gun. On target to his man Higgins. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks a little short of that 35. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. Now, hang on. Looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Burrow out of the shotgun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up to the 44. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. On the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. Short pass brought in. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule. This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back to sorry. We did not give you any chance.
That's caught for the 1st. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Burrow back to throw. Caught quickly on the slant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down. From the red zone now. To the left side, and Gesicki has it. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw, Burrow. Got his target, it's Higgins. And he's tackled with a first down yardage. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Now Burrow. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals make it a 16-point ball game. T. Higgins, the touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Cardi with the extra point. And the Bengals take a 3-possession lead. On now is Cook to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense getting set to go. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Connects on the crosser. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. New set of downs for him from the 46. On 1st down, they'll run. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
2nd and 6.
From midfield now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
And 6 yards to go.
Pass play now. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do them through the offseason, you do them through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force 4th downs just as they did.
So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Bengals are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Burrow to the air now. Higgins makes the catch. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
First down, Cincinnati.
Another carry for him. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
2nd and 8. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. It looked like it was going to be picked there. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They bring the tight end in motion. On 3rd down, here's Burrow. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next.
This offense getting all set for this series. And you and I both know, Brock, they, like so many teams in this league, fans of establishing the run to begin a football game. Well, I'm looking at my watch, I'm looking up at the scoreboard. We're sometime into this one now, and they still haven't been able to establish it against this defense.
Yeah, kind of like when we walk into a defensive meeting room and sit with the D coordinator, and what is his #1 premise each and every week? Stop the run. Stop the run.
Yep.
Because you know if you create that kind of imbalance and you take away the run, you have a chance of playing pretty good defense like they've done.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 36. Got a man. It's Njoku. And he goes out. Just needed one more step to reach midfield. 1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Looking to the air here. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
He completes it in traffic. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. And the Bengals bringing out a 5th DB. They're in the nickel, 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. Give him 13 on that play. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that 1st down anyway.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Throw wheeled in by Njoku.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
He takes off left on this 2nd down. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He's on the move. Oh, he's going for it again.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
The throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front and to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field.
That's a Cleveland touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Brown with a return here. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end now. 1st down, Burrow to throw. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. 2nd and 3 now. Burrow setting up the play action. On target to his man Higgins. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play as well as a new set of downs.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. That's Gesicki, he's got it! And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 2nd and 6 coming up here. To throw again, it's Burrow. A quick slant, here's Gesicki. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. They left him wide open. It's complete. Touchdown, Cincinnati. So an absolutely beautiful throw there, finding his man in space who turns it into 6.
Yeah, they really took advantage there, Kate, of some soft coverage. You want that on that corner route. Plenty of space for that route to develop. Great execution, and it pays off with the touchdown.
Cardi now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals take a 3-possession lead. On now is Cook to kick this away. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. Here comes their offense out again. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Throwing it to start this drive. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
At the 22-yard line.
Trying again, following the sack. Polk makes the catch. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Now looking to throw. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. He's on the move. Now he takes it. He's out in the clear. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. So we have to pause here. Team officials saw what we did, an injured Brown, and they're tending to him now. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Now a give running right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Offense in the hurry up here. On 2nd and 12 now. That one complete to Njoku. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. Offense staying out here. It's 4th and 11. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. The Browns get it back to within 2 possessions. How quickly things can change, partner. The pain for being taken down that prior play. Yeah, I imagine that's gone and forgotten now, and it's been replaced by the adrenaline from finding the end zone there.
Yeah, that defense could have certainly used the pass rush from the previous play because that quarterback had plenty of time to scan the field and make a throw. He gets an immediate measure of revenge for that sack.
And the Bengals hands team does its job recovering that kick. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. 3 yards to pick up that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2nd down now, 7 to go. They give it to him again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Plowing up the middle. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Now the Browns spend their final timeout. So now here's 3rd and 5. Burrow from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. It's victory formation the rest of the way for the Bengals, who take a knee.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Bengals take this one on the road. And they're able to run this winning streak to 3 as they have really caught fire recently.